Hello everyone, and welcome to WordFleet. In this video, I want to walk you through the process of spinning up a brand new WordPress site from within the WordFleet dashboard. To start the process, you can simply click on the Create Site link right here at the top left, and that will bring you to the site creation wizard page shown right here. And to get things going, we can hit the Continue button right here at the bottom. So the first step is to create a new project. A project represents a single domain name and contains all of the sites related to that domain name. Put another way, you would have a separate project for every domain name that you purchase and want to make a site for. At this stage, you could choose a project that you already have set up, but in my case, I don't have any, so it's defaulted to the project creation dialog. So let's go ahead and make a project for my wordfleettutorials.com domain name. First thing we need to do is enter a name. So I will simply call this WordFleet Tutorials. The domain name I've already purchased is wordfleet-tutorials.com. Notice that the project slug has now appeared based on the domain name that I entered. If you need to and know what you're doing, you can change this. However, for almost all users, this should just be left as the default. Finally, we can choose how long site backups are retained within this project. As you can see here, the default is 365 days, 1 year, and I am okay to leave it as that. So I'm happy with these settings, so I can hit the Next button down here at the bottom. Now we need to choose our workflow. Let me just state right away that if this looks at all confusing to you, don't panic. Choosing the standard option right here, which is the default, is what the vast majority of users should choose. If you're just looking to host a typical WordPress site, this is a great option. The other options are available for those that need them and have specific needs for their sites. I'm okay with the standard option, so let's go ahead and create the project to move this along. Next, we have to enter the details for our new WordPress site. As you can see, the site title has defaulted to the project name, although you're free to change that as you like. Next, we need to add the WordPress admin credentials for our new site. This is the information that you will use to log into the admin panel of your new site. If you like, you can go ahead and autofill this with your WordFleet account information and a new randomly generated password. But in my case, I'm going to enter this information manually. Next, we can choose the kind of site that we were making, and these choices are based upon the workflow choice we made in the previous step. Dev and staging sites are used for building and testing new WordPress sites, while a live site is the website that you want the public to see. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and create a live site. Next, we need to choose the type of site encryption and domain routing that we want to use. You can choose to encrypt and route your traffic using a content delivery network such as Cloudflare, or using Let's Encrypt. If you aren't familiar with either of these options, we strongly recommend that you choose Cloudflare. This will require an additional step for setting up your sites and will require a free Cloudflare account. However, this option adds a lot of valuable functionality to your sites. Regardless of which option you choose, both will require you to set up domain routing outside of your WordFleet account, but don't worry, both options are quick to set up, and I cover those in other tutorial videos. By the way, the no encryption option is available for those that know what they are doing and understand the risk. However, we strongly recommend that most users choose an encryption option. Since I already have a Cloudflare account set up, I'm going to go ahead and choose that. Next, we can choose whether or not to leave the site unlocked or to lock the site. Locking a site prevents you from accidentally overwriting your site with a new copy or import. This is useful for those that have e-commerce sites or community sites that store dynamic user data. In these cases, overwriting a site could result in lost data such as product sales, so locking a site provides an extra layer of protection. Bear in mind that you can always unlock a site later on to update it if needed. For most static sites, leaving it unlocked is fine, so I'm going to go ahead and choose that option. Finally, we can choose to enable search engine indexing, automatic health checks, and we can also choose what version of PHP we want our site to use. We automatically choose the best default options for you based on the type of site you are making, although you are free to change these if needed. Also, once your site is created, you will have access to far more configuration options. I'm okay with these settings as they are, so let's go ahead and continue. Finally, we need to make a new server to host our new site. If you already have a server set up, you would be able to choose it at this stage. I don't, so let's go ahead and make one. So first, we need to choose our cloud provider. All of our providers have excellent server options and excellent server uptime, so the choice is largely down to your preference. Each cloud provider has a variety of geographical locations where you can host your server, and each host has a range of server options to choose from. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and host my new server in New York. So now let's go ahead and choose the type and size of our new server. Each of the cloud providers have different types of servers available, starting with standard and going all the way up to dedicated servers. Bigger servers with more resources can handle more traffic and host more sites, so choose something that will fit your needs. Also, once your first server is created, you can spin up additional servers as required. In general, for one or two small static sites such as blogs, the lower server tiers are probably fine. For small e-commerce sites or servers with more than a few informational sites, you likely want something in the middle. And for larger sites with higher traffic, something in the upper tiers is probably what you're after. Finally, those of you with large e-commerce sites that need to handle a heavy customer load, you may want to consider one of the dedicated server options. If you aren't sure, start smaller. You can monitor your servers via the dashboard in regards to the processor, memory, and disk space usage, and you can always scale up to larger sizes as needed. And in some cases, you can even scale back down. So let's go ahead and choose the $20 per month option right here. Next, we can opt in for real-time health checks. Real-time health checks maintain a constant connection to your server, which checks on the health of the server itself and the sites running on it. If you are running mission-critical sites that must be up at all times, real-time health checks will ensure that you are notified within minutes of any issues, assuming that our automated repair system is unable to correct the problem. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'll go ahead and turn those on. Finally, we can name the server and review the details. I'm happy with these settings, so let's go ahead and continue. At this point, we see a quick summary of everything we are about to spin up. And to lock these choices in and get the ball rolling, we can simply go ahead and click the Confirm button. Now, the process can take a few minutes as the server spins up, although the WordPress sites themselves spin up very quickly. Since we can already see the IP address of the new server that we are spinning up, this would be a good time to go and set up domain name routing based on the routing and encryption choice that we made earlier. We have video guides available to walk you through the process of both of those, so you can go ahead and choose the appropriate guide. In my case, I chose Cloudflare routing, so I'm going to go ahead, pause the video, set that up, and then we'll return when everything is ready to go. Okay, we are back, and as you can see, the process is now complete, and we have our new project that contains our new site that is being hosted on our new server. And if we want, we can go ahead and click on our site to see all of the information. And at this point, all that's left to do is to check out our new site. And there we go. There's our brand new WordPress site. And let's go ahead and also check out the admin panel for our new site. These are the admin credentials that I entered during site creation. And there we go. Our new WordPress site is ready to go, and we could now start working on it. So that wraps up site creation via the WordFleet dashboard, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. As always, if you found this content useful, please do consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Thanks for choosing WordFleet.